Salutations everyone and welcome to another Gacha Rant or commentary video. So for today's rant, I'm going to be talking about two different Gacha channels and why I kind of dislike them. And disclaimer, I am not hating on them or hating on anyone. I'm simply just giving my own opinion. And if you have your own opinion, feel free to tell me. So let's begin. So the first person we're going to be talking about is Gacha Yuri. They're a pretty popular gacha tuber who makes mini movies, but the mini movies that they're making is pretty questionable. Now, Yuri is pretty talented. They're really good at stories and making these videos because mini movies in gacha takes a long time. I would know. I tried to do that. It didn't turn out well, but they're really good at making videos and stories and overall just editing. They're really good at that. Props to them. But the stories that they make is pretty interesting. Let's just say that. Let me just show you a few examples. Their mini movies are mostly BL or boys love and also very sexual, which is interesting. Now I'm gonna give you a little story time that has something to do with the situation. One of my cousins actually saw their videos and he's like 7 and he went up to me because he knows that I do gacha videos and he's like, do you watch this? And I'm like, no. And I was really concerned because he actually watched one of those videos all the way through and I was like, why did you watch it? And he was like, well, it was interesting, but why is it like that? I'm very concerned. And the fact that kids are gonna see those videos is just concerning. I mean, I'm not 100% sure how old Yuri is, but I really hope they're of age. But if they're not, that's gonna be really concerning, of course. But something that lines of sexual and gacha doesn't really mix well, because the majority of this community is minors. Now, I'm not hating on Yuri. They're really good at what they're doing, and it takes a lot of time to make these videos, but what they're making is questionable. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's not really the right community to show those types of videos. Do you get what I mean? But this is my opinion, and if you like those types of videos, then watch them. I'm not gonna stop you, but I'm just here to speak my opinion because I can, and I will. Now let's move on to a Gacha OG, Gitu Gacha. Now if you're a Gacha OG, you would know or heard of Gitu Gacha. There's a lot of people talking about their content and their videos, their editing and stuff like that. And I'm also going to be talking about that, but it's going to be more recent, but also a little bit old. Also, don't even say like, oh, this was so long ago, why are you making a video on this? I do not care. I mean, yes, it's old, but that doesn't mean I can't speak my opinion. Now, Gitu Gacha's content is also very questionable. Mostly people complain about their editing because it's like just way too bright. Now, their old content is mostly some of the OGs, the gacha mini movies about an alpha and a kitty, the most cliche stuff. The most original. Not really, it's completely unoriginal. But, it's OG. It's great. Not really. But also their newer content is based on trends. Really questionable trends to say. And the concept of their videos is just so disturbing to say. I mean, not all of them, but some of like the storyline concept, not just their old videos, but also their newer videos, is very questionable. It's just way too much. Not that it's terrible, but it's not great either. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not hating on Gitu Gacha. They're really good at making stories. They're really good at editing. They're really talented. But just the concept and overall storyline of their videos, new or old, is just really questionable. I mean, they're really good at making stuff, but it's just the concept or the way that they make it, if you know what I mean. Their thumbnails are just way too much and it's just so hard to focus on one thing. it's just way too bright, way too much. But they're really good at shading and editing, but it's just like too much, you know. But it's great. But the storyline is like pretty old, but it's still like way too much stuff on it, you know. I mean, look at this. It's just way too much, and also kind of illegal, kind of, you know, just a little bit, you know, just a little bit. And the characters are just so like overused. They just like changed like a few colors, their hair a little bit, but it's just all overused, you know. A lot of people find their stories or videos a bit cringy, which I can understand why, because it kind of is, but also this is very old, so maybe they've changed, but I'm not really 100% sure, because their videos are kind of still the same thing, just without the too much lighting, you know. Anyways, that's all I have to say. Thank you all so much for listening, and feel free to give your own thoughts and opinions in the comments below, and farewell.
このジョルノ・ジョバーナには夢がある。